Stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds. Sometimes we might have guests. Watch your step and your head. Stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds. Good afternoon, welcome to another edition of Stilts in Sheds. Today we have another coastie. We've got Angus Golightly, aka Jango Flash.
Hello.
Hello. So you'll all remember, if you've seen the other episodes, the idea of the show is that we get one creative person into the shed and they bring one creative thing or project that they're particularly proud of, and we dissect that for anything up to 30 minutes. Jango, what have you brought in today?
I've brought... Well, I'm on your acoustic guitar, but I brought in I'm going to play my first track, well, parts of my first track, which is called Perseid 45. I guess we're just going to play bits of it, yeah?
Yeah.
And kind of do it that way?
Yeah. So, me and Jango were chatting before, and unlike a more sort of traditional songwriter, Django's got a really interesting way, a sort of collage way of writing tunes, I would call it.
Yeah, it's definitely collage, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Not dissimilar to maybe a hip-hop producer of old, picking parts, hacking them up, sticking them together. Yeah. So we're going to play a bit of the track, so we'll play a verse up to the chorus, and then Django's going to talk us through the process and play a few little bits.
Yeah.
Nice, perfect, right. Yeah. Tell us the name of the track again.
It's Perseid 45.
Lovely. Okay, cool. Perseid 45.
Yeah.
The first single?
That's the first single that I released.
Yeah.
I was sitting on it for probably about like a year before 2018.
Okay.
And I just hadn't really like dug into it or had the sort of drive to do anything with my music. I was playing with my other band, Them Things, which is like a psych rock band. Yeah. I was playing drums with those guys.
Yeah. Did you write drum parts in this one?
Yeah, I wrote the drum. I pretty much, because I didn't have a band. This is like a bedroom project at this point. So this was I released this in I think it was March 2018.
Okay.
So I basically played the drum, I played everything really, and then just put it all together with my friend Dean Thompson. He helped sort of like engineer it with me, and then I just kind of gave it a rough mix with him. Yeah. And then literally put it through Lander, you know, that like online mastering thing. So just put it through there. Yeah. And then I was like,
and that was the result. That finished just straight through.
Yeah, I was like, I'm happy. That guitar part, that like the juicy lick.
The juicy lick.
That was just all DI'd.
Right.
It was just DI'd and then put through like some crazy like fuzz plug-in or something.
No expensive live rooms or anything, just in the bedroom?
No, I think that was recorded in my front room downstairs.
Amazing.
And then the rest of it was at our practice room in the off-key building in Biker.
Right, yeah, I know it well.
So that's kind of how I've always worked, just working, like recording different parts in different places and then kind of gluing it together afterwards.
To make one sort of cohesive piece.
Yeah, exactly.
So where's the starting point then? Where do you start then with this particular track?
It's based around just a couple of chords, so it's like just those two chords for the verses. Nice. And just chug.
So is that what you started? You started with that little chugging riff there, and then lyrics.
I think like the joke I've always made about it is it's pretty much like Foo Fighters Everlong.
He's playing again. Yeah, it is. What a great tune. Yeah.
it's just basically Foo Fighters, but like I just went and slowed it down and just made it more like. It just goes back and forth.
Everything's rehash.
Yeah.
John Lennon said that. Everything's rehash. Nothing's new anymore.
No,
that's
for sure.
music.
Yeah.
So we've got this part, and then we're coming in and we're just singing over the top.
Yeah, that's just like that bit was just a chug.
Yeah.
So 45. And then it just opens up into that. When I end up in the wrong place, cut up in the back street, time and time looking on my head. It just opens up a bit more there. And then the chorus is just like. Never let you down. Goes back to that. And then it just kind of goes back to that. But that was like an apology song. Like I know that I should have never let you down. You put colour where it can't be found.
Beautiful.
Oh,
it's a beautiful line. It's almost country.
Yeah. I should start writing country music.
You should, you should. So, lyrically,
step away from this.
Yeah. But you could easily turn that into a country tune.
That might be a good way. I've never known how to transpose it to like an acoustic song, but maybe country's a good way.
The country might be the way to do it. Yeah. You could easily open that up. And it sounds great on the acoustic as well, actually. Have you ever played it acoustically before? Or?
I think I've just played it. Maybe if I've picked up an acoustic at my mate's house or at my house, if I've just kind of noodled around. Yeah, but never really tackled it as an acoustic track. Yeah. So because it was composed so clinically, this one it was very sort of like a lot of like compression and crazy crunch on the drums, and then like DI'd guitar and sort of. You know, it was sort of just glued together. Yeah. And like I just did a couple of vocal takes with a bit of chorus on it. Yeah. Kind of gave that like ADT sort of sound. It was a very simple track. It's just a lot of like little parts put together. Like as you say, like you got the and then you got the chugs. And then what else is on top? That's on top of it when it opens up to that bit. Yeah. I think it's like.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Just on top of just on top of those parts.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like
really effective.
Little sort of, and then it's got these like. Well, see, when I was making this track, I wasn't thinking about playing with a band live at this point. I was just like, this is just self-indulgent for me. Yeah. I'm just gonna write this and have a good time with it. And I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna stick everything I want on it. Yeah. And then afterwards, I was like, when I started putting the band together, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. How am I gonna transfer this to
live?
How
am I gonna replicate this without it being like an absolute nightmare?
So is the idea now? Have you now you've got a full band in place?
Yeah.
5 pieces. Is it a case of divvying up the jobs, and do they get say in it, or do you tell them
what? I mean, for these tracks, they were already sort of like for this one and for Deeper Thrill and Acting on the Telephone. Yeah. There was all quite structured parts there already that I'd written. So the guys in the band already kind of knew, like, right, well, we've got to play these parts as they are, and kind of, or you know, put a twist on it, because I'm not like, do this now, and if you don't do it right, that's it. Yeah, like, you know, I'm like, if something, because like Matt, you know, like Matt who plays guitar with us, who's also in Little Comets and like the Dawdler and stuff, he's just got this like insane ability to play like really intricate licks and you know, really really nice chords and inversions and stuff. So if he finds something that could be embellished a little bit more, he'll be like, oh yeah, well we could do this.
Yeah, you would allow him the freedom to do that.
Yeah, and then Ollie's got his like really gnarly like bass tone that he's got. He plays like super like heavy stuff. Yeah. And also like with the Festival of Parade, like the other band he plays in. Yeah. It's like really scuzzy sort of like crushing guitars and stuff. So his sound really fits nicely under sort of like a track like this, which is quite pop. it's a pop track, but his bass is just so gnarly. It like really lifts the track up and gives it that girth. And then Sam Frame, he's playing rhythm guitar, so he's chugging away with these like he's like, keeping it solid all the way through.
Nice.
And then Ed Smith, he plays drums. He used to play in a band called Symphonic Pictures back in the day.
Right.
And they were like part of the scene that I was part of with them things, just like psych rock and like really big intros and outros and like super, mad blown out sort of stuff. But he's just like a really tight drummer, like super. But he's got like a really loose style. He sort of plays like Mitch Mitchell a little bit. Really like.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
Undone sort of style.
So you've come from those massive sort of landscape pieces.
Yeah.
To doing these very condensed pop pieces.
Yeah.
Are you consciously think that's how you're going into the studio now? Are you always thinking I'm looking really for? I've done it myself where I'm thinking I'm looking for under 3 minutes here. I want under 3 minutes tune. I want to say everything I can.
Yeah, sure. Minutes. Yeah, because you start thinking about them that way, and in a really weird way. I don't think it was like a conscious thing to be like it's got to be 3 minutes, or because otherwise it's not radio worthy or whatever. I think it's like the structures that I was working with were really simple. Yeah. So it kind of lent itself to being around 3 minutes.
When we're thinking about lyrical content, is it a case of you're just playing around with those chords and then you sing like a lot of songwriters do, where you just sing what a natural word that comes to your head, then you think, oh, actually that could work. Yeah. Or are you already thinking
like phonetically? You mean like that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Or are you already thinking this is what I want to say?
For the choruses and stuff, I think I've kind of usually got an idea for what they would be because they're the sort of prime part of the track where they lift up or whatever. I mean, I think this track, like I say, it was like loosely based around almost having a breakup, which sounds so stupid. And then it was also loosely based around alien abduction.
Whoa! Sorry, listeners. Let's hold the phone. Let's rewind. No one prepared me for an alien invasion here. Alright, so talk to us about Perseid 45.
I made it about the Perseid meteor showers because me and my girlfriend at the time, like her family live out in Edinburgh, but like in this like way past Edinburgh, like out in the stick, like in the sticks. It's like a beautiful like little like tiny little village. It's called Newton Grange in like outside of Edinburgh. Yeah. And they've just got these huge fields with like cows and stuff. So like, we knew that the Perseid meteor showers were happening. So Kirsty was like, "Oh, have you never seen these before?" And I'm like, "No, what are they?" And she was like, "You've got to see them." So like she took these like 2 deck chairs out with like blankets, and we just went and sat out in this field and like looked up. And it's so cheesy, man. I seen 45 of them, and I was like, "Oh, Perseid 45." But then also at the time, like a family friend of ours, who's a lovely guy, got some interesting views. But he was like, he was watching a lot of footage of like people who've been abducted by aliens, and people who were getting interviewed about being taken to the ship.
Yes, I've got a friend who's very interested in Sheffield. You know you are if you're watching. Who's very interested in similar theories.
Yeah, I think it's because the line in it is like, so when I end up in the wrong place, cut up in a back street. It was like this. It was based around this young kid that I think he was in the northeast of England who got abducted by aliens, and he got dropped back. And he had like incisions on him and stuff like that, and I was I was a bit like, and this is what this guy was telling me about, and I was oh, that's really weird. I was like, so I'm gonna mash up these 2 subjects and somehow make it work.
I've known lots of songwriters that will take different ideas from different tunes. I mean, this might not be in the traditional sense. Yeah. You can have a tune lying around for 3 or 4 years and think, it can't, doesn't work, and then all of a sudden you're writing a verse and you think, do you know what, that'll go with that. It's the same idea, isn't it? Lyrically, it's the same thing.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've got like hundreds of like phone recordings. And then like notes and everything. Yeah, like like I'm sure most songwriters and musicians do. Like they just kind of in the supermarket, just trying not
High Street, humming into your phone.
Just trying not to look like a nutcase. Like just like. And then it's like, chorus.
Yeah, I do that, and then I'll do. So I didn't get this one down before, but I quite like the idea of so almost Partridge. Yeah.
I love
monkey
shit.
tennis.
Yeah. Idea one. This.
It's totally, it's terrible, but I get caught up quite a lot. So we've talked lyrics.
Mhm.
We've talked melody. We've talked about the lead line. Where did the lead line come from?
Well, like the
yeah.
or like the.
Let's hear that again.
Like that.
Yeah. Yes, that's pretty distinctive, isn't it?
That way.
Yeah. So what are you listening to at the time? You to come up with that sort of lick?
Jeez, it was probably like all the psych rock stuff I was listening to.
Yeah.
I mean, like for sure, I was listening to like loads of Tame Impala. So like I was like, I'm gonna put a big fat lick in there and just drop it in. But yeah, I mean, I think during that time, like I obviously loved Tame Impala then, but I was listening to, I think the main track I was listening to that inspired this track heavily was Empire of the Sun.
Yeah,
do you remember those guys?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like We Are the People.
Yeah, they're huge, weren't they, for a 12, 18 months, so that's it.
You're gonna leave me, but I know I tried.
Yeah.
Gonna leave? I think it's like that, like that, stomping 4 on the floor disco beat all the way through. I just really wanted to have a track that sounded a bit like that. But when I was writing this tune, it was like fun. It was sort of just like, oh yeah, like it's just I'm piecing it together and producing and sort of finding my feet. But now it's a lot more therapeutic.
Yeah.
Which is helping the tracks a lot more, and it's giving it like a breath of fresh air.
Totally.
And for
Well,
sure.
that leads me really nice to the next question. You mentioned the word therapeutic.
Yeah.
Now, if you were in therapy, I'm not talking your standard therapy. I'm talking if you were in a Reiki centre, you might have some candles.
Yeah.
Talk to me about candles. Partridge.
Yeah, I've been making like scented candles.
Yes.
For like, well, I mean, I've like growing up, we'd always have candles around our family home, and like my mum's like big into sort of candles and sage smudging and all that sort of stuff and crystals and whatever. So we always grew up with like 50 candles in one room. It was like it was like a full on like ritual to light candles and have still is like we still do that. So I've always had a candle in my room at all times. And for a merchandise item, like I had made t-shirt. Actually, I brought a t-shirt for you, man.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I forgot about that, man.
Let's have a look.
T-shirt.
Oh, legend. Is this for me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, too kind.
Yeah, so I brought you a t-shirt.
It's a class design as well.
That's so a guy called Josh Aitken. He's like a fantastic local graphic designer. So check him out.
Is he the dude that does the boards at Xerox and the paintings at Xerox?
He does all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Really good, really distinctive style. Yeah.
Yeah, super distinct.
That's so cool, man. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. So like, so I did the t-shirts and I was like, oh, I want to release another merch item, but I didn't know what I was gonna do. But I was like, well, I love candles. So if I seen a band release a line of scented candles, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, well, I'm buying one.
Yeah, it's wild, but it's like wild enough to be like to work. It's great.
Yeah, just something that's like a band selling something that's like aromatherapy.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just things that don't really fit together, but it's something that I enjoy.
Where can people get these? Can I still get them?
They can. Yeah, I've got a few left, but these are like limited ones, and then we're gonna make some more ones. But you can get them on jangoflash.com. Literally just my website, and just go on store and find them there.
And the same with the candles.
Same with the candles. Yeah, same. Just on the store on my website.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A band aroma. That's amazing. What's next for you guys? What have you got on the horizon? You were saying that you had your first headline show scheduled for March.
Yeah, we had it planned, but that was at Time Bank Brewery, and since then Richie Southern, who now is back managing Surf Cafe in Tynemouth, we've kind of shifted where we're going to play the headline gig. So we're going to do 2 nights running at the Surf Cafe to open it back up for gigs. So we're going to do 2 nights there with the same bands, with with White Legs and Heidi Curtis as well, who's like Heidi's doing really good at the moment. She's writing she's practicing really hard with her band and stuff. So we're going to do a couple of nights there. I think the second night maybe get a couple of different acts on as well.
Yeah, nice.
and we're still gonna have like Adam doing the like one-off tattoos and stuff like that.
Nice.
That he's doing like stick and pokes on the night.
Oh, amazing.
And you know, we're just gonna have a good time with it. But after that, we're just gonna keep trying to sell out places in the northeast and then branch out. We're in practicing like, you know, 2-3 times a week, grinding away, and we've got like a 10-song set list now. So
right, superb.
So we've got it.
Four singles out.
4 singles out. Just been which we were talking to you about before, and obviously your good friends with Darina as well, who just directed this last video this weekend for Change Agents. So that's going to be coming out hopefully in the next month or so. And Perseid 45, 2 filmmakers called Matthew and Sel, they collaborated on this idea for the Perseid 45 music video. We shot that last weekend, and that's going to be hilarious. That's just basically like a man who I'm playing having kind of like a mental breakdown, going through a breakup, and then basically reappropriating a sex doll as my ex, and then we end up shooting aliens together, and I build a cardboard spaceship, and
I love it.
Shot like it's sort of like it's lit really dramatically, like First Man, like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So it's lit as if it's like a really serious film, but it's obviously just like me having a mental breakdown and ripping up cardboard and stuff. So
sounds great. Sounds perfectly Jango Flash.
Yeah, definitely.
Great stuff. So as far as the Surf Cafe goes, we haven't got a date. We were saying before, we don't know a date yet.
No.
Well, as you know, things are up in the air with live gigs at the moment.
Yeah.
But as soon as I know, Jango will let me know, and I'll pop it up on mine as well as yours, obviously.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
nice one.
Sure.
Well, I think that about wraps up today, Jango. Thank you again for coming in.
No problem.
Thank you for the t-shirt as well.
Thank you for the beer, man.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
And that guitar's beautiful too.
Oh, thank you. So if you want to check out Jango Flash's stuff, obviously Spotify, Instagram. I'm probably most active on Instagram. Yeah. You know, so Instagram's probably the place to go. So just Jango Flash.
Yeah, just Jango Flash.
Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you again, Jango. We'll see you for the next one.
Stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds. Sometimes we might have guests. Watch your step and your head. Stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds, stiltsy in sheds. Stilts in sheds. Brought to you by Stilts in a Shed.